uyu mungamtenga yeye kuti nyorere ma good reports but I don't want to kusika because I get the reports from this one but I also have ways of finding out whether he's telling me the truth. Azunza kasta njinji skopri hiko ridika tosu Donzani Skopri hiko ridika tosu no fara ngwana wangu
Kuda Taguire has now entered the political battlefield fully. No longer operating from the shadows, he is now a visible and strategic actor in Zimbabwe's high-stakes power game. His transition from a behind-the-scenes businessman to a full-fledged political figure signals something far more calculated than a casual interest in governance. It's a clear message. Taguire is now part of the core team shaping Zimbabwe's future, and he must now be treated as such. At the same time, President Emmerson Mnangagwa is reinforcing his position using every tool at his disposal. In what appears to be a calculated and aggressive strategy, he has unleashed some of his most trusted political foot soldiers: Christopher Mutsvangwa, Jabulani Sibanda, Mabo Chinamona, Tatenda Mavatera, July Moyo, and Owen Nkube. These names are not new to Zimbabweans. They represent different arms of the party and state machinery, and their coordinated provocations aimed at Vice President Constantino Chiwenga are not coincidental. It's deliberate, it's pressure, and it's war by other means. What's particularly striking is Chiwenga's reaction, or rather his lack of one. Throughout all of this, he has remained calm, composed, even silent. But make no mistake, that silence is not surrender, it's calculation. Those close to him say he's watching, taking note, and preparing for the right moment. Chiwenga, after all, is no stranger to waiting in the shadows before striking. It was patience and silence that brought about the end of Mugabe in 2017. The question is, will history repeat itself? Meanwhile, Kuda Taguire is already reviving dangerous slogans. The chant, 2030, Mnangagwa will still be in power, is back in circulation. This slogan is more than words. It is a direct attack on the constitutional order of the country. It signals a desire to extend Mnangagwa's rule far beyond the term limits set in law. It is also a warning shot to anyone, especially Chiwenga, who may have presidential ambitions of their own. These developments are not happening in isolation. They're part of a broader trend, a dangerous spiral where a few individuals, drunk on power and clouded by greed, arrogance, and hubris, continue to drag Zimbabwe closer and closer to a cliff. Slowly but surely, they are pushing the country toward a point of no return. Institutions are being weakened. The rule of law is being ignored. Succession plans are being thrown out in favor of personal ambition. What makes this more frightening is the historical amnesia of those in power. They forget what happened to the regimes that overstayed. They forget how quickly tides can turn. They forget that power is not eternal. Zimbabweans have seen this movie before. Leaders refusing to let go, alliances forming in the shadows, economic collapse following political instability, and eventually chaos. The combination of Taguire's wealth, Mnangagwa's ambition, and the loyalty of these ZANU-PF operatives forms a triangle of power that threatens to suffocate any remaining space for dissent or transition. And with the economy already in freefall, the stakes are higher than ever. Zimbabweans are not just facing poverty. They're staring down a future where elections mean nothing, where leaders handpick their successors, and where voices of reason are sidelined or silenced. And all the while, ordinary people suffer. Prices go up, jobs vanish, hospitals collapse, and the currency loses value. But the elite continue to fight each other for control of a system that has already failed the majority. It is not about the people, it is about power. What is unfolding now is a battle for 2028 and beyond. Mnangagwa is using Taguire as a financial shield and a political sword. Taguire's wealth ensures that any plan to extend Mnangagwa's grip on power can be funded. The slogan 2030 isn't just propaganda. It's a signal to investors, to civil servants, to military commanders, and to the public. Mnangagwa isn't going anywhere. And if history tells us anything, it's that such plans rarely end well. The Mugabe era was built on similar illusions: untouchable leaders, a fractured opposition, manipulated institutions, and slogans meant to hypnotize the masses. But even that house of cards eventually collapsed. Zimbabwe is at a tipping point. The next few months could decide whether the country finds a path to renewal or slides deeper into authoritarianism and elite warfare. The people must remain vigilant, the opposition must be alert, and even within ZANU-PF, those who still believe in the ideals of the liberation struggle must ask themselves, is this what they fought for? Because if this trend continues unchecked, then the country may very well be headed toward another tragic chapter, one where power is consolidated, voices are crushed, and hope becomes a rare and dangerous thing. They never learn from history. And sadly, the people are always the ones who pay the highest price.
I want to tell you also, this is just, can we have fun a little bit? Okay. In 2021, I was sick unto death. And I had COVID. And in fact, I had some function, a party, at end of the year party. I saw on the poster that Janet Manyo was going to be here. She came and sang at our function. And after that, 4 days later, I contracted COVID. When I had COVID, something just happened. I was recovering and something just happened around the 20th of January, 20th, 24th. And I started deteriorating seriously. And as I was deteriorating, something happened. And I was then placed in a coma, induced coma. And the president managed to arrange for me to be treated at the Royal Hospital in Abu Dhabi. And one of my friends, Obey Shumuka, was the one who was part of the plane that carried me to Abu Dhabi. While I was in Abu Dhabi, I was in coma for 37 days. And during that period, there's something that is called, and I was being treated by the best doctors. But there was a time when even those doctors, my wife and Obey told me that, okay, this one is, we're just going to do the final aspects of him. But really, there's nothing to do. The carbon that was in my body was too much. It was closer for someone who was dead than alive. And just like Elijah, when he saw the cloud, small cloud, Obey saw a small cloud as he was going out, Obey, and gave him a flicker of hope. And he was in Dubai now, coming back to Zimbabwe, and then he came back. And when he was coming back, I woke up, that was now on the 11th of March.